Hey guys, would you believe 80% of you aren't subscribed to our channel? What are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. Keep in touch with us.
Hit the bell to be notified when we're dropping a new podcast, live, short, a couple vlogs here and there. And of course, support the Patreon. No ads. Don't worry about it. We got you covered.
Now let's start the show.
Oh, God. Now I'm nervous. Okay. All right. Ciao, ragazzi. Buongiorno. Io sono Matteo Lane. Io sono comedian qui a New York. E sto facendo il Growing Up Italian podcast. Così?
Grown Up Italian.
Growing Up Italian.
Growing Up Italian podcast.
Growing Up Italian.
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 Growing Up Italian podcast.
Growing Up Italian.
Growing Up Italian.
Growing Up Italian podcast.
Growing Up Italian.
Woo!
My nonna still says Bashament.
See, Bashamend. Did you have any parties in New Bashamend?
Any parties?
Yeah.
That's of course. That's all we weren't allowed upstairs.
Yeah, that's where you have
go
all
and
the
you take the shoes off and go straight to the basement.
Nice.
There's 2 kitchens, so everything is done in the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, the upstairs. My nonna literally like puts like shit you don't use in the oven upstairs because it's never on.
It makes no sense though. Why do we have everything backwards?
It is storage. It just it doesn't make any sense. But no, the upstairs is like you don't touch it. There's the fake fruit. And the living room that we don't go in. We use the living room once a year because there's 50 of us for Christmas.
Nice.
So it's the only place we can sit down with each
Right.
other. And then after that, it's immediately cleaned up and then never touched again.
At Nonna's house. Nice, nice. You guys still do that?
Of course.
Amazing.
Yeah. For some reason, my grandparents, we keep joking. We're like, how are you two still alive?
Nice.
Like, you two should have been, they've done everything to kill themselves and they're just still going. We're like, I keep joking with my nonna. I'm like, it's because she turns the air on. They're in Chicago and it'll be like air conditioning in January. I'm like, this is how you two are alive. It's certainly not diet. It's certainly not exercise, but you just freeze yourselves. Yeah. Like you guys are, you both of you will die and no one will know. We'll be like, oh, they're sleeping. They just laugh.
Acondicionato.
I always love to see like Italians 110 years old ripping cigarettes like
All
3
of them.
packs a day, and they're like, "No, smoking's not good for you." And it,
Yeah,
the
but
healthiest.
no, they'll smoke at 110, but they still won't leave the house with wet hair, or they don't turn the air on in Italy. They're like, it kills you. I'm like, the air conditioning? It's 110 degrees.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I see more air conditioning now.
Yeah, but the window's always open. They have the air on and then the window's open right next to it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is the point?
It's always funny. I mean, this summer we had the air conditioning in the condo in our hometown in Salerno. And when I had the air conditioner, I had people over like, "Mamma mia."
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Maledita.
Yeah, I'm like, buddy, it's 40 degrees Celsius outside.
I remember in Sicily, I was like 15, and my friend Giovanni and I, they were on the news. They were like, it's 40, don't go to the beach. And we're literally packing up to like go to the beach. And like no one can, like,
But why?
like-
Why can't you go to the beach?
They're like, it's too hot. No one go to the beach. It's too hot today. And we're like,
What do you bring to the beach with you when you go?
we go to this, there's a place right by the beach where we go. It looks like a third world country, and you get sandwiches made. You go all the way to the back, and then we get all of our sandwiches made, and then we just bring that and water to the beach.
Yeah.
And then at the beach, the one by the point in Messina, there's a place where you can get like, you can buy like sandwiches and stuff.
You know what one of my most irrational fears in Italy was growing up? That I would have to wear a Speedo on the beach.
I'll tell you one
My
thing.
fear is to do the opposite.
Matteo must have the
That's why I'm
best
bringing it up.
pair of mutande in the
Well, I
world.
do.
You have
Actually,
the best mutande for sure.
I'll show you. I have a picture with me and my
Yeah, of course you do.
Your Mudan collection.
You
is
are the
crazy.
thirst trap king, I will
Yes,
say.
Of course. I gotta sell tickets somehow. But this certainly not my jokes. This is me. So my cousin, we it's like we're cousins, but we're family friends. But you know Italians. He's my cousin.
You know, if you know someone longer than 20 years, they're your cousin.
Automatically.
This is my niece. This is Martina and I at the beach in Sicily.
You guys are wearing the same
same
bottom.
outfits and same size.
Same bottom.
That's amazing.
How old is she?
She's 5.
All right, so for reference, you're wearing the same size Mudan.
Same size. We shop at the same store.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was like a
They don't wear them as
time-
much anymore, though. I mean,
Yeah, I mean
sort of.
now, but still, like the Europeans, some of them, like, bro, I respect that.
Yeah.
Like, I could never do
But
that.
I think it's a European and it's a gay thing. You guys are so confident, I feel.
Yeah.
It's like you don't care. I could never wear that.
Well, Matteo, do you think that
you have to be in shape to wear one of those?
Yeah, like if I just had a huge belly hanging over the moutons, like you don't even know if I'm wearing moutons because the belly's hanging below it.
Yeah, I guess I don't know because in Sicily, like, right, I remember like one of my first memories was like this old guy in his like early hundreds. He was like in a Speedo, pubes hanging out.
Nice.
And he's super tan and he's going fishing for those, what are the spiky things, those urchins?
Orchid, yeah.
And then cuts them in half and sucks them up. But I don't know. But now I feel like younger kids are wearing like board shorts and like it kind of changes up. You know, in Spain, they're not as like, because in Italy, if I wear a Speedo, no one gives a shit. In Spain, they were like, everyone kind of gives you a look. I'm like, really?
Wow.
Spain? Everyone's gay here. I don't know. The Italians are, yeah.
Yeah, and you would think the opposite too.
Right.
That's fine. But they,
I just feel like our beach experiences are different. Like Matteo said, he gets like a little panino. Like we bring a half tray of lasagna, so black it on sand getting all over, you know?
No, because we get in Sicily, it would be we wake up and we go down and we get there's a really good place, I forget the name of it, to get our brioche con granita con pane e brioche.
So good.
Yeah, and then we but we're already in like our nostri costumi, and then we go to the place. Yeah, you walk across the street and we go to that place that looks like we're in Kuwait, and we buy a bunch of panini, and then we take it to the beach. And then you're at the beach till like, I don't know, 1 o'clock, and then you go home, and then we eat pasta, then we take a nap, and then we go back to the beach until the sun goes completely down. Then we go back home, shower, and then we eat outside.
Yeah.
I mean, you eat at like 11 o'clock.
That's life though.
Yeah,
That's la dolce vita
the
right
best
there.
life. We played Cards Against Humanity, but in Italian last year, and I like it was so hard for me because like I couldn't understand like the jokes as much. But I had one card that said Frocio, and I won with that round. I was so proud of myself. It didn't matter what it was. You throw down faggot, and everyone's like, he wins. It was great.
How'd you use it? What was the? Do you remember?
I don't even remember what the question was. It was like faggot, and then that was it. Frocio. I love that they wrote it down in Italian. Everyone was like clapping for me.
Bravo, bravo.
Yeah. Oh no, questo vinto. No, ma Frocio, ma questo vinto.
Oh man.
Yeah, my cousin Nino was like, no, è Frocio.
Is that slang for gay in
Yeah,
Italian?
yeah.
It is?
Frocio, finocchio.
But it's is it like, it's not
yeah,
nice
it's not
to say.
good. Yeah. But no one says omosessuale. Oh, they say just gay.
Oh, that's my favorite. When
Yeah.
when you did the pod the first time, you mentioned that, and it was like, because everybody says that in Italy. They just say gay.
Gay, ma lui è gay.
This is the way it's pronounced. It's just funny. But to this day, Matteo, I feel like you are probably the funniest person I've ever met.
Really?
Casually, both on the
Well,
stage
tell that
as well.
to Chris Stefano. I want.
He's amazing too.
Chris needs to sit in the chair over there.
Yeah, we gotta get
been a
Chris
while.
over
Him and
here.
I could come together on this
There you
show.
go. Yeah, we should do that the next time.
Yeah.
Hey,
And
what's
we
going
also
on?
need
It's
to
me.
have-
It's Chrissy D.
We need Matteo for a lot of
we
things.
need Matteo more around, like
Yeah.
in a rotation. Like at least every 2 months we do something.
Yeah, pop in. You know,
I was today. I was nervous. I was like, "Oh shit," because I thought we were doing all in Italian.
We were
I was
supposed
like,
to.
Yeah, I'm like,
Soon.
Oh, I don't want to make a mistake. Okay, so I was like, I was speaking Italian yesterday, and I was like, okay, yeah, but I think that word's. But then sometimes when you think about it, I'm like, I don't know if that's right or not. I've just like heard it.
Right.
So I don't know if I'm grammatically right either.
How often do you speak Italian?
Probably every day.
So you speak Italian at least once a day.
At least once a day. Yeah. At least. I mean, when I'm in Italy, obviously, I speak no English.
Yeah.
But even then, my brain hurts after like a week.
Me, like if I'm like mad about something, in my head it's going in Italian.
Yeah.
Like if I like, let's say I was walking with my book bag and duffel, and I'm trying to open the door and I drop something. I go, "Mannaggia miseria," like I get mad in Italian.
Yeah.
But speaking Italian every day, I wish I have to do that more.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
with the
it's just-
vocale and stuff like that. You know?
Well, don't use like you're not using like Duolingo, are you? Like pudding. Does that work?
Well,
Duolingo.
all right, so this is actually a great topic, but us three, like we
Well,
were all
Lepic is
doing
done for.
Duolingos. How long is your streak out right now?
285.
So my Duolingo streak is 300 something.
Yeah.
What are they
300 days in a row.
teaching you?
Well, now I actually like, since like for 200 days in a row, I figured out a hack where you just got to match words to keep the streak alive.
Nice.
Italian.
But I
This
don't-
is the most Italian way to learn Italian is find the hack. Let me get around this. So I don't
Same
actually
time.
have to do the work.
I'm using Duolingo not to actually learn Italian, but for like, if Duolingo knocks on the door, I'm like, how convenient. Like,
Yeah.
I'm 5 million days in a row.
Right, if a green owl knocks on your door to check
Well, it's
in
dead
with
now.
you.
Green
The
Owl.
green owl's
Yeah,
gone.
they killed him, right?
So long, brother.
Oh, it's
All good
fine.
things
What-
always.
Who replaced him?
Sabino.
It should be. It should
Just
be
his head on the
It
app.
should be Ciccio Bello.
Chicho.
You just have to go to Italy for a month and be like, okay, I'm here in Italy, and then I'm just
Yeah.
not gonna speak English for a
That's
month.
impossible for me.
I know. I
Because
say the
everybody
same
wants to
thing.
speak English with me,
Yeah.
No, just tell them you can't. Be like, no, dobbiamo parlare solo in italiano.
and then I start sounding like a
Bro.
reet, and then
You should. You know what you could do? You could like you could go to Rome or Florence, right, where they speak sort of like the high Italian, and you could just work at like a shop there for a month.
Oh
and
yeah,
then
he would
just
love
force
that.
yourself
Yeah,
to do it.
He would love that. Yeah.
just
yeah.
to learn the language.
Me no work here.
I don't work here. Well, that's most waiters in Italy. They try and pretend they don't work there.
you want me to go to Italy to work?
Yeah,
I don't work
to
here.
work.
You want me to go to Italy, make 100 euros a month?
Yeah, if that. But you know, I'm saying if you go there and like study at a school, I mean, I don't know. I never studied Italian, so
If he
I
does
don't know.
that, I'll be so impressed.
All right, you know the only way is if you go to like a super small village. Like if you go to our hometowns for a month, you're gonna pick up a lot.
yeah, you have
You're not
to.
gonna pick up proper Italian.
That's what I'm saying. Like per esempio, che io sono stato solo in Sicilia, che io torno in America con un accento più siciliano,
Sì,
quindi
picciriddo, sanguigno.
Piccirillo,
Sangue mio. Beggio maggio.
Amonine.
Yeah, you start speaking more Sicilian.
Yeah. Perché
Allora-
io ho dovuto imparare l'italiano la prima volta, perché la prima volta che sono stato in Italia avevo 15 anni, sono stato solo in Sicilia. Ogni estate che sono tornato solo a Sicilia, e poi quando avevo 21 anni che io sono andato a studiare Umbria, dipingere l'illustrazione in Umbria, e poi ho dovuto imparare l'italiano perché io stavo dicendo i duida, queste parole.
Matteo parla meglio di
Sì,
noi.
Matteo,
Secondo me.
faccio un piccolo flex ora.
Sì,
perché
sì.
parla
This
benissimo.
is my flex.
Io non potevo fare queste due linee come ha fatto Matteo.
Matteo's like
Come a
speaking
parlare
perfect.
tutti e due?
Sì, sì, sì.
Tu pronunci meglio di noi.
Sì,
io penso.
certo.
No, beh,
Che noi
ancora-
parliamo in dialetto, ma tu parli proprio
Benissimo.
No, io
giusto.
ancora che io ho un accento più gay, e anche io sono mixed, perché io stavo dicendo a lui che perché sono sempre con Francesco Di Carlo da Roma. Quando l'ho incontrato la Basta Queen, dopo 3 minuti lei mi ha chiesto: Matteo, di dove sei? Ho detto io sono di Chicago. Mi ha detto: ma come mai parli con un accento romano? Ho detto che la colpa è di Francesco Di Carlo,
sì,
perché
sì.
stiamo sempre insieme.
Francesco, fra poco.
Yeah, you're
fra poco
next.
ce lo
You're-
facciamo.
We'll FaceTime him.
He's gonna be our first guest in the new studio. But I will say that wait, I was gonna say something. Oh, that clip is for Cresciuto, by the way. So even though we didn't have him on, we're gonna put down Cresciuto. But
I just don't want to make mistakes and
no,
then
your,
feel like an
your,
idiot.
your,
good.
your accent's amazing. I wish I could speak like that.
Spettacolare.
Grazie.
Grazie, grazie.
Grazie.
Grazie, io ho studiato in Firenze per
Oh,
6
studiato?
mesi.
Wait, so
Ogni
Matteo,
donna bianca
do you
in
get tired
Italia.
of like, because when you're here, it's like Italian to the max.
Yeah.
Like we turn it up when you're here. Are you normally like that, or
Well,
is it?
there's no difference between this and my family. So
Yeah,
it's
but he
like,
hunts for Italians.
just yeah.
Like when we were when I saw you with the Pasta Queen and Gianluca, when you were on stage, you were right away. You're like,
Oh, why didn't you text me and tell me that you were like?
I had to
was
go
like,
eat and stuff.
oh
Yeah.
my, you're so,
I was-
such
I
a
can't-
guinea. I
you
was
know,
like, you could come backstage and hang out with us.
the restaurants were closing and everything. I
right.
showed up there and I saw no food. I was nervous.
Yeah, well, so that
They had
lesbian in the front
taralli-
row
they
was
had taralli
pissed too.
and, in a
Sauce.
bar. Yeah.
There was a lesbian in the front row. Was like, I thought you were gonna make us some pasta. I was like, what
You?
No, the pasta queen.
Bro, low key, me too though.
What?
Really?
How many
Who
people
said
were
my
there?
pasta queen? I thought there was gonna be bolognese everywhere. I don't know.
Yeah. No,
You're
it
gonna
was-
eat when it's the pasta queen event?
I know. Yeah.
But I don't mean it.
I do want to eat her
even,
cooking.
Even if it was like
How
for
do I
sale or
tighten
something.
this? I'm just, okay, thank you. I can't do any
First
construction.
time?
This is when I need a lesbian.
You know what? Me and Rocco, maybe you could give us advice on something. But me and Rocco have this little idea in our head, right? Where we wanna, similar to what you guys did, where like, okay, she was like doing this tour to present a book, but me and Rocco were thinking of bringing this show on the road. At least
Should.
to like 6 cities, 100 tickets, kind of situation.
You 100% should.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, where do all the Italians live? They live East Coast. So you go to Philly, you go to Boston,
Jersey
you go
somewhere.
to Jersey, of course, it's in New York,
Rhode Island,
Islands.
maybe.
and then obviously go to Chicago, and then
LA?
outside of Chicago, are there Italians? In
I don't know
LA?
if Chicago likes this too much though.
Nah,
Why?
Chicago loves us.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
No, it's just
I think that
middle of
the
America, you know.
East Coast Italians, like coming from Chicago, I'm still perplexed by the East Coast Italian vibe, because
Yeah.
even I'm like, huh? Like
I feel like my Chicago Italian market is one of my strongest markets.
yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I have the Italians in Italy that like me, the New York Italian thing, but then Chicago, even though there's only 600,000, like, you know, we're superstars there.
Yeah.
Like, when I walk in the room, they're like, oh shit, that's growing up Italian. You know, like, you go to New York, like, you go to the most hot restaurant, nobody's gonna care.
But that's New York.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
in Chicago, they're like, I'm taking
they're
pictures, I'm
nicer.
signing babies. Like, you know,
You're a statesman. You're cutting giant ribbons. You're opening malls. Like,
exactly. They're
Jeez.
asking me to present, you know, who's asking me to confirm kids? I'm like, you know,
Nice,
it's
nice.
way different. Go formaggio.
Italian cheese the way it's meant to be.
These artisan wraps are stuffed with fresh mozzarella.
Fresh mozzarella the way it's meant to be.
Taste the formaggio difference.
Get it now. Formaggio is available at ShopRite, Key Food, Hannaford, Costco, Walmart, and Sam's Club.
Find formaggio today at your local grocery store or your club store.
Formaggio, it's all about the cheese.
Mangia.
Now back to the show.
you're busy in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just think like it's like there is obviously like you're connected. Like we have a lot. We probably grew up very similar. My mom's family is super Italian, so we probably grew up with a lot of the same, like 2 basements and go to the stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's totally Italo-Americano.
Right.
But then there is like that East Coast thing where everyone seems very tough. And they seem very scary, and I'm like, okay, I'm from the Midwest. I'll just keep quiet.
Wait, so how do you identify when somebody says, "Oh, Matteo, where you from?" You know,
This is Italy.
Chicago. No, I would say Chicago. Yeah,
But you love Italy.
of course. I'm there
And you
all the
live in New
time.
York.
Yeah, but now I feel New Yorker-y because I've been here since 2012.
Yeah.
So it's weird. I like even kind of some words I say, or you know what? I picked up really New York phrases. I picked this up from Jim Norton and Colin Quinn, which is "go ahead."
Oh yes.
I
yes.
started saying
it?
"go ahead," like "go ahead, go ahead."
Oh, God.
And then I was like, as I was saying, I was like, oh my God, like that's so New York. Like
Yeah.
I've lost some of my Chicago accent. Like I don't say leg and egg anymore.
Nice.
I don't say roof. I don't say sausage.
Roof?
Yeah, instead of roof.
Oh,
say
okay,
roof,
okay. I thought you were just
like-
making a dog sound.
No, well, il coccodrillo come fa? Non c'è nessuno che lo sa. Si dice mangia troppo.
Wow. It's incredible.
Beautiful song.
It is a great song. It's a beautiful song.
Beautiful.
Those two that did the video that's going around redid it like as adults. Like they.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
We should do that.
Yeah.
Well, I asked my friend Elena, and I was like, "What is this from?" She goes, "It's from this TV show that we watched as kids." And the woman is the choir director, and she's like, everybody loved her, and we all watched as kids. It was all songs that we sang, and she was like really good with these kids, and it was like a kid singing competition show. And then when she passed, they did this like big like ceremony for her, singing all the songs for her and stuff. So because I just liked the video because that kid was so cute, being come fa il cane, whoa whoa, if you don't know what we're talking about, just look up il coccodrillo and then you'll see the song.
Original video.
Yeah. It's me and Francesco De Carlo wanted to redo it too because I look like the smaller kid
he
when I
does
was
look
little,
like- yeah,
and
yeah.
he looks like
Yeah.
I can see it.
Francesco De Carlo's kid pictures in Calabria or in Rome are hysterical because it's like late 70s, but he looks like a 58-year-old man, but like a kid.
Never.
He's like, why am I not smiling? No photo. I'm in front of a giant cake and I am not smile.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. It's just,
That's the thing with Italian mothers too. I feel like no matter how far back you go, like even on the Italian mother on their wedding day, you ever see like your parents' wedding picture?
Yeah.
Or, my mom looks so serious. I'm like,
Well,
never
someone
smile.
just put that in a video that I saw that like the woman's like, and then the dad's like always on the side,
Yeah.
and you always see like one of his eyes is like.
I think my dad on their wedding day, I think he got duped. I think he thought, okay, I'll date this girl, this nice Italian girl, and I'm always with her family and her brothers and sisters. Okay, fine. But once we're married, then we start our life. It's like, no. We got completely abducted into my mom's family, and I think he just like completely was drowned out by the thousands of cousins I have.
But the Italian side always dominates, I feel.
Always.
I feel
It's
like there's
everything.
one thing about dating in general and like then getting married. Whatever's happening while you're dating, don't expect it to change.
Right.
when you get married.
Especially with Italians.
Yeah, like
Give me an
if this-
example.
okay, like let's say, okay,
The mother-in-law situation?
no, I'm
Like-
trying to think like let's say for me, but like let's say
That's
like,
another headache.
let's try to say that okay, when I shower, right, I always leave the dirty clothes on that side and then
Oh,
wait
okay.
to do it all at once.
Yeah.
To try to say like, okay, but once we're married, I want you to put your clothes in the like little things like that. Like, if you're doing something, it doesn't matter if you're married.
Yeah, it doesn't
You're always
change.
gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like
You
when
get
uno nasce
habitual.
turno, non mori quadrato.
Yes, very true.
That's what they say.
But more so like my cousins too. Like they're like I think like their husbands thought like we wouldn't still all be with each other all the time.
Right.
And I can feel like when I'm home for Christmas and there's like 40 of us in one room, you can feel like the spouses losing energy. Like they're like, I can't keep up. Like they just kind of go away and then it's still just the cousins at a table for
14
hours and
conversations
hours,
reminiscing about the good old days.
screaming at each
Well,
other.
that's kind of like
Screaming
I feel
at
like
each
in
other.
our family, it's kind of similar. Like when we're doing the holidays, that then the Zias are the ones that are left, and like
Yeah.
with
Oh,
Nonna
and as the
your
gay
mom.
kid, I was always sitting there between all my aunts, listening to all the
Oh, that
gossip.
tea? You love that tea, huh?
Love it, love it.
No,
My
but
aunt
honestly-
Lisa's a total guinea.
Honestly, I feel when I was younger, I liked hearing stories about how like this Zia met this uncle.
Yeah.
And then, like those are the kind of things, and then like you always ask your nonna the same question 100 times, like. What did Nonno do for work? And what did it? Like you kind of like
Owned
to
a
hear the
furniture
stories.
store.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. My grandma though, she's a little different because her favorite show is like 1,000-Pound Sister on TLC.
Oh, my nonna loves
Oh,
that
yeah,
too.
no,
Does she? Yeah.
I don't.
She
Every
also-
time I'm going to Nonna, she's watching that.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, sure. She's like, wow, Madonna.
Oh, Gesù aiutala, Gesù aiutala.
She sees a 600-pound girl. I'm like, no, what the que balen? And she's like, Mamma mia.
My cousin Kelly. So one of the women on the show, my grandma's such a big fan of the show. One of the women on the show does what's that thing where like people can like you can pay money and then they send you a message.
Cameo? Is that-
Cameo. That's it. I blocked them. They're so insufferable. Anyways, but my cousin, one of them is on Cameo. So to announce her pregnancy, my cousin's pregnancy, she got one of the women on the show
Oh my
to tell my
God.
nonna. So then my nonna picks up the phone and there's this, my 1,000-pound sister being like, Kelly's pregnant, and that's how my grandma got the news. My family's insane.
that's amazing.
You don't do cameos?
No, they wouldn't stop bothering me like years ago, and I
They're
kept
aggressive.
asking them to
I know
stop.
I know they're on the they're like
On the decline?
crashing when you ask me to do it. Like what you're asking
But
me.
this was before I was even selling tickets. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it. I understand the concept, but they kept messaging me, and then just because I'm a caparotz, that was like, stop messaging me, and then they kept doing it. So finally, I was at I think DragCon in LA in like 2018, and like the president of Cameo was like, Matteo, just want to say I'm a big fan, and I was like,
Wow.
hey, you guys won't stop bothering me, and it's insufferable. I don't know what else to do to make you people stop talking to me. It was
smart.
really.
It's smart because they get a percentage on everybody that's on the app. So if you like, if you're aggressive with it and just get people to sign up all day, it's like making money to do nothing. You know?
Right, but
So I
then,
get it.
Yeah, but hashtag me too. Just get away from me, my
Yeah.
God. They're the only people that don't understand no means no. You know what I mean? Yeah.
We actually had a really amazing moment last time we were together. Speaking of Nonna, she came in.
That was so that can I say that was the most Italian moment in my life, that here we are all Italian out. The second Nonna comes in, everyone's weeping. Like it was so Italian. It was so cute. And I couldn't understand a word she said.
Yeah,
And that's the funniest part.
yeah. That's
Nothing.
The funniest part,
I
'cause he
feel
speaks
bad though because
proper.
it was so emotional. Like it was
I
really.
loved it.
I know,
You
but
think
it's
I
like,
turned Italian yesterday? I know what we were talking about. I understand.
no, it was a beautiful
conceptually.
moment. I'm like, oh, poor Matteo. He's like, what the hell's going on? I came
know.
here to be a little funny.
That's
you know?
the hard thing you describe to other people. You're like, yeah, in Italy they speak other languages. They think
Yeah.
it's accents. I'm like, no. There was a woman from Italy. I had no clue what she was saying. That's
Right.
how different
Yeah.
the languages are.
How do you gauge that now? Like, let's say you see someone from, I'm trying to think. Well, you're Sicilian, but you speak proper. So like a
Body?
I
Napolitano.
mean, when I was in Naples with Francesco last summer, I went I can tell you the Andrea Bocelli story, because I went to go see one of my good friends. His name Nadine Sierra, and she's probably the world's #1 soprano. I mean, she's singing everywhere, La Scala. She's unbelievable voice. She sings with Andrea Bocelli in concert, and we became really, really good friends, and I fucking love her. So she was doing a concert in Naples. So I was in Rome, so Francesco and I went down to Naples, and my nonna is Napolitana, and I love Naples, but I just don't know much about the city. And so this is a classic example of Naples. Our taxi ride is only 10 minutes from our hotel to the train station. In 10 minutes, we almost hit 3 people. Someone spit on our car, and the taxi driver was screaming at everybody in traffic, and I could not understand a word he was saying. I kept saying, like, "Que vuoi dire? Que vuoi dire?" Like, I didn't want to be rude, but also it was like, I'm like, is this? It sounded like a Star Wars language. I'm like, what is happening right now? And Francesco's just laughing. He's like, yes, Naples. It's lovely.
Chewbacca.
But I actually
Sound like
love
Chewbacca.
that. I actually love that. But you know, a lot of people from Sicily, they love Napolitan music though.
Well, who doesn't love Napolitan
Like Nino
music?
D'Angelo, right?
Yeah, the classics.
But also all our like food, Italo-Americano food in America is pretty much Napolitano.
Heavy
sauce,
Southern.
Heavy Southern. But there's a place called La Devozione, Alessio, what's up? Which is the best pasta in New York City, probably the country.
I
You
never heard
told
of
about
it.
this place for it. We gotta go.
And he's
put it
from
in the
Naples
calendar.
and he speaks Napolitano.
Yeah.
I can barely. Alessio ti amo, ma non capisco proprio niente. But yeah, they explain to you there. Like everyone works there is from Italy.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
when you get the dish called La Devozione, it's red sauce,
Right.
basically, not gravy. And he explains it to you. He's like, this is a dish from Naples, Italy, like the whole history of it. So you're like, oh wow,
That's
like
nice. I like that. A nice history lesson with your meal.
yeah,
Can't go wrong.
And they cook right in front of you.
Yeah, it's great.
It's
I
great.
want to know about Andrea Bocelli a little bit.
So Nadine was singing with Andrea Bocelli, and she's like, "Hey, I'm doing a concert."
who is it?
Nadine Sierra, the opera singer.
The opera singer,
And
okay.
she was like, "Do you want to come to the concert? It's at Madison Square Garden. I'll get you tickets." So I was like, "Great." So I brought Chef Marco. Hey, Chef Marco, who you guys have to have on this show, by the way. And we went, and then it's so funny because it's Andrea and her singing all classic opera for the first half of the show. So Traviata, Madame Butterfly, like all the great opera songs. And then there's the intermission. He kind of does duets with other people. So at intermission, she's like, "Hey, just come backstage." So security came and brought us backstage. There she is in a $10,000 dress eating a salad. She's like, "Yeah, come sit down. I'll sit on the floor." I'm like, "No, Nadine, no, you sit on the couch." Like, anyways, afterwards, she's like, "Do you guys want to meet Andrea?" We're like, "Sure." So she texted his wife. And they have, when you're at Madison Square Garden, the second he gets off the stage, like maybe 10 feet in the garage area, there's just a car waiting for him. Everybody he works with is from Italy. Everyone's in his family or from Italy. And so his wife was like, "If you want to meet him, you have to meet us at the car now." So Nadine is literally running in this gorgeous dress through Madison Square Garden. We get up to the car. There's hundreds of people and security and all this stuff. And there's Andrea Bocelli.
I'm
and
not gonna lie. I need to meet him.
Yeah.
he was so nice. His wife was amazing. She was like, "Oh, thank you
it's
for
a new wife?
coming." Great question.
Because like he was married twice, and there's pictures of him with his wife. I'm like, he pulls.
Yeah, which
Yo, he pulls.
Somebody's got to tell him, right?
yeah, someone has to share
I
with him.
think- I
Like,
think
this
he's
is
all,
a 10. You know what I mean?
I think it's all
Otherwise,
sensory, you know. Like I'm sure he's like, no, respectfully though. But
no, my grandpa's blind. We make fun of him all the time. He went blind at 5. He'll run into a wall. We're like, "There's a wall." Anyways,
But so tell us your experience when you met him.
but it's quick. I mean,
Yeah.
his wife, I said, I'm like, "Grazie." She goes, "Oh, parli italiano?" I said, "Sì." She goes, "Oh, grazie per essere venuto." I'm like, "No, grazie a voi." And then we all got together for a photo, and that was it. He got in the car. I shook his hand, and off he went.
Yeah.
And but it was cool at the concert. He came out, and when he sang "Conte partirò,"
Sound just like him.
please. And I started crying, and
Yeah.
of all the guineas are crying. And then he put on a Knicks jacket and sang "New York, New York."
What a legend.
And then
What a
he sang
legend.
"Nessun Dorma," so everyone's crying again. And it was like, damn, this guy really
He's got
can kill
hits.
it. He's got hits.
He's got more hits than the Beatles.
Let's
I'll
not say
put
things we
Andrea
can't take
versus-
back. More hits than the Beatles. I don't know.
I mean, for me,
But you think he's the Italian king, Andrea Bocelli? Like,
Bigger here than there.
you think so?
That's what
I
Marco
feel like he's a
told me.
household name everywhere, probably.
The
right?
problem is in Italy, like you know the Italians, they're
Yeah.
very like territorial, right?
Yeah.
Of course, Andrea Bocelli is loved in Italy, but if you're talking tenore, like tenors, Pavarotti. So no one strays from Pavarotti.
I get it, I get
so
it.
because Marco was telling me, he's like, "No, we love Andrea Bocelli, but we only think of Pavarotti for the greatest singer in the world."
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, they're true. And Pavarotti used to put. I just found this out from the Metropolitan Opera that he would eat chicken wings on the side of the stage and then put the wing bones in his pockets.
Wow.
And it got so bad that they had to sew extra pockets into his costume so he could keep putting the
Wow.
chicken wings in.
that's my kind of guy. though.
Yeah, that's a legend right there.
Smoking cigars, sleeping with multiple women, having babies out of wedlock. And we're like,
Sounds like me.
Applauso, applauso. But
He was
He's
so
literally
good.
my twin.
you're kind of opera singer.
No, but what I was gonna say with Rock, not to cut you off, but like Bocelli's that guy to like for Italian Americans when they think of an Italian singer, they think of him.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, he's a great export. I mean, he's like real pasta.
I think the greatest.
There's two faces to Italians for Italian Americans. It's Andrea Bocelli and it's Padre Pio. I feel like those two. Every Italian American knows who those two are.
Of course they do. Padre Pio, yeah. Yeah, I think Andrea, I mean, he's just very streamlined in his career and he's very classy and he works with his kids and his family and he's not
God bless
interested in
him.
Hollywood bullshit. And he's in his 60s and he's still singing these high C's.
Oh, Kujis, are you tired of these ads? Listen, I'm sorry. We got to keep the lights on over here. But listen, we got something special for you. We just launched our Patreon. Spend a couple dollars. You don't have to watch these ads no more. B, what else can they do?
Listen, you'll get some behind the scenes of what we do in a day, a little bit before the show, maybe sometimes after the show, and you'll watch the show without the ads. You won't have to hear these ads anymore. You can just watch the whole show without any breaks.
Yeah, you get a full podcast, uncensored, unedited, full cut. What you see is what you get. No more ads. That's the best part. So go out there, support the fellas, and do the right thing, all right?
Yeah, click the link in the description to go on Patreon.
It's pretty amazing to conserve your voice that well because that's very rare for singers, especially male singers and tenors, to still hit those notes at such a not that he's old, but
Yeah,
like
he's definitely not ripping Marble Lights, right?
no, I don't think he is. No.
I didn't think
Not
so.
at all. I mean, maybe he is. Who knows? I mean, you know.
Yeah, you never know, actually.
Judy Garland used to smoke and drink, and they went out and killed it. So I don't know how. She died at 47, but
Yeah.
yeah, you know.
That's true.
But yeah, that was cool. It was cool to meet him. I was like, wow, that's a cool moment. I got to meet Andrea Bocelli.
Yeah, that's amazing. Not many people can say that. It's so cool.
No. And Nadine was so nice and casual with him, and like they're friends, and she goes on vacations with his family and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's also cool to be friends with her because it's like I get to geek out and ask her all these opera questions. Like,
Right.
who else would I? Her and I will talk for hours about like the tiniest part of Mariah Carey's voice. I'm like, who else would I fucking do this with?
That's crazy.
Yeah, she's
That's
great.
talent, though, for
Yeah,
real.
absolutely.
You can't hide that with effects and stuff.
No, when she sang with me at Carnegie Hall, I mean, to stand next to her and have her sing.
Sing with you?
Yeah, at the
You
end
sing?
of Carnegie Hall, because I used to sing opera.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so her and I sang La Cirerem la Mano. So we
Oh,
went out
wow.
and we went to the Metropolitan Opera and we rehearsed together and La Cirerem la Mano, you know, the whole thing.
So wait, opera singers, right? They are not allowed to use microphones? Is
No.
that a real thing?
Well, they don't. Yeah. Their voices have to fill that room.
So explain this like you're explaining it to a 5-year-old.
Got it.
Me and Rocco went to an opera show.
Yes. First
How
off,
many
no
people-
show,
No
just
show,
opera.
Perfect.
Again, like we're 5 years old.
But how many people are
Il
gonna be there?
coccodrillo come fa.
Bro, because when I think of a like opera show, I picture it being in like England and there's like 100 people.
Sydney Opera House, I think of, you know?
Yeah, the Sydney Opera House. So
Yeah.
opera
Yes, the
came
biggest
from
one.
Italy. It was invented in Italy. I think Naples, but it was invented in Italy. I might be wrong about the Naples part, but it's definitely Italian. No, usually an opera house, La Scala, the Metropolitan Opera, Covent, they're around 3,000 seats. And the way they design the opera house is for the sound to resonate itself. But something that Nadine taught me when we were on stage together at the Met is that there's always a point called the Maria Callas point. There's always going to be one point where your voice will reverberate stronger back to you. And so Maria Callas, my favorite opera singer, it's kind of an homage to her. So what Pavarotti would do is he would go out and instead of doing any of the choreography, he would just stand, find the Callas point, and listen to his own voice come back to him. But the thing too is like the reason humans can hear the opera voice over all those instruments is because there's something in our ear that evolved to be able to hear the human voice over other sounds. So you can hear I believe that you can hear the human voice over that, but also they're trained. I mean, you're trained. It's not like Ariana Grande, who's amazing, trained classically for Wicked, but that's not gonna fill an opera room. I mean, you have to start at like 4. It's like it's a sport.
Yeah,
You have to start at a young age. You have to learn how to breathe from your diaphragm. You have to learn all your embellishments. You have to learn how to read music. You have to breathe, support, project. So you can't sing a note like la. That's not gonna get across. You have to la. That's gonna fill an opera room.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting art, but it's like a newish dying art. It's weird. They're revamping it all the
coming
time.
back.
It is because
Opera's coming back.
it is. People are interested. I think
I do wanna
TikTok
see
and
a-
Instagram help.
I do want to see a opera, no show.
Yeah, we should go.
just opera.
Yeah. I'm friends with
We should
the
do
Met.
a whole vlog.
No, I heard you get moved by it. Like it's just
absolutely.
You get very emotional when you're
From the
there.
Italian ones, not the German operas. The German operas are a bit rough.
Schnicktel.
Yeah. Like Wagner. No. You need to go see like a Rossini,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Donizetti, Verdi, Bellini. You want to see the bel cantos. So like you want to see like Norma, something with like drama in it, you know. It's always like a woman dying and she has a mad scene and people are crying.
I gotta bring a baddie to the opera.
You know what that
They'll be
is?
moved.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
feel-
not be. Also the sets are amazing.
I feel like they wouldn't expect that. That's the way to pull.
They're expensive.
That's
I'm
why
assuming, right?
That's why Bocelli's pulling the way he is.
No. I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
yeah, yeah.
Just for the.
Well, when I went
It's
with my
gotta be
friend Nick,
expensive.
you know my friend Nick, right? That 6-foot gay thing that follows me around all the
Oh
time.
yeah.
With a pussy blouse.
Yeah. You do your show together. No?
Yeah. I never liked you a podcast. You should also do. So we went once to go see. We to go see Nadine in one of her shows, and she got us like third row. Like these seats probably cost I don't know
Thousand?
like thousands of dollars. So we're sitting next to this woman. She's like 97, and she's in this, gaudy, expensive shirt. She's probably a donor or whatever. And Nick goes, he was wearing basically the same shirt. So he turns to her and he goes, "Oh, I love your shirt." And she just goes, "Thank you."
Wow.
And then he turns to me and she goes, "Dumb cunt." I'm like, "What was that about?" He goes, "Well, she didn't compliment my shirt. I'm wearing the same goddamn shirt." I'm like, "Nick, I can't bring you anywhere."
Nick's a little petty, huh?
A little. He plays Fortnite with us
You play Fortnite?
every night.
Are you good?
I am very good. I build.
Build or no build?
Absolutely build. I edit. I build. I am like a box fighter. I am like, people will be shocked at how good I am at Fortnite.
I wouldn't take you for a gamer.
It happened during the pandemic. We started playing Fortnite together, and then we met my friend Donnie and my friends Simmer and Corey. They're all these straight dudes from Pittsburgh who play hockey, and now we all play together every single night. And
Nice.
Gavin, and it's the only one who's still bad is Nick. Nick has learned nothing after 5 years of playing.
We're gonna
he's learned
guess
nothing.
what system he plays on.
PlayStation for sure.
I think he's an Xbox guy.
PlayStation,
Yeah,
100%.
Take me for a PlayStation kind of guy.
Xbox is what is Xbox anymore? I feel like
I'm an
it's-
Xbox guy, so that breaks my
falling
heart a little
apart.
bit. Yeah, it sucks.
I used to
Yeah.
be strictly Xbox. Now it's PlayStation.
Yeah.
Although now they don't even have games. Like, what game is for PlayStation now?
It used to be Gears of War and Halo.
No, they still do have exclusive
PlayStation
ones.
used to be GTA. Are you a GTA guy?
I was Grand Theft Auto 3 for PS2, and then I really fell off. But now this new one coming out, actually Francesco's brother, who, when I was filming a movie, his brother Daniele lives in Leeds, England, and he's working on the new Grand Theft Auto. And so him and I'm
gonna tell you something. That game, when it comes out, it's gonna change the world.
There's so much hype, but it's like taking forever. Everybody's complaining. Like, there's a meme that's like, "Oh, Sabino doing a live show before GTA 6 comes out." You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like everything happens
Like
before
Sabino
GTA
doing
6.
stand up before.
GTA
You
6.
you guys should watch. There's a old famous drag queen. I shouldn't say old. Old in the sense that like she's been around for a long time.
Right.
Forgive me, but her name is Miss Legendary, really legendary. Her name is Miss Coco Peru. She's kind of a very simple drag queen.
Yeah.
She's from the Bronx, and she did a video of her playing Grand Theft Auto. When I tell you, it is laugh out loud. You know, when people play, they want to run around, they want to shoot people.
Yeah.
She spends 10 minutes in the kitchen like, "Is that an electric juicer? What is that, an old box of pizza? Who is the pig that I'm living with?" And then she like looks at the view. She's like, "I could stand here all day. I'm rich. Look at me." It's just a very funny take on Grand Theft Auto.
But there's people like that play like that, and then there's like
Casual.
these streamers that I think it's gonna be a big money maker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
I gotta figure out a way to make money from Grand Theft Auto.
Aiden, this streamer now, he does in real life stream and gaming streams. He said he's gonna invent a cryptocurrency that you could use in the game under his server.
Exactly.
Look at how far we go to not
Crazy,
work.
right? Yeah,
Isn't
he's
it
like, you
insane
could
how
work
far we
in
go
a
to
video
not
game.
work?
Nuts.
But then he said if he kills you though, you lose all your money.
Yeah, I mean, who knows if that's gonna work?
I'm gonna reset up a desk in my so I have my PS5, but then I'm gonna set up like a gaming area so I
should
can stream
stream.
off YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you should
because I
stream.
used
Yeah, you
to stream
should
during the
stream.
pandemic. I did. That's how I made money.
It'll be
during
funny
the
to
pandemic.
watch.
Oh, I play with Nick. We were arguing the whole time. It's great.
But there is a drag that's Italian. I don't know if you've seen, or maybe
Priscilla from
no,
Drag
no,
Race.
no. It's the one that I post on Italians Man at Things.
Oh, the one from that's
like
in
60 years old.
California. Like my father went from Pittsburgh to
Oh, like Italo Americano.
Yeah.
A drag queen is Italo
Yeah,
Americano.
everybody sends. We should get.
Yeah, he lives in L.A. Let me see.
Wait,
if I
hold
can
on.
find his name.
Is it he or she? Don't jump. Don't jump into. We got to figure out
You never seen the content?
No, I don't think
the
so.
queen of something. No,
I gotta look it up.
like-
we could pause the pod right here for a second.
it's the audio's famous. Like, so my father went to Los Angeles and went to the butcher shop.
Queen of Melrose.
Queen of
Queen of
Melrose.
Cosmo
Melrose.
Lumbino.
Play a video.
Let me
show.
hear it.
Gosh, man.
Oh yes, of course.
Yes, it- But that voice is iconic.
That's so iconic, gay. That's the perfect blend of gay and Italian.
Yeah.
Is that video right
That's
there?
a perfect blend of gay espresso and cigarettes.
That and Speedos are the perfect blend of gay and Italian. That's where that that like meme of like the hands like
Yeah.
that's what it
A lot
is.
of people send us to
Right.
like,
Is that your dream build in a person?
Like to be?
Yeah.
Not particularly. It's not really my
To
goal
be with?
right now. No, yeah, my trainer Andrew would be like, we're gonna go back to chicken and rice.
yeah.
But I keep cheating though because there's like La Devozione now on Grubhub. They will do. I keep getting cacio e pepe. I'm like, it's not
Nice.
that bad. Like, there's no cream in it. It's fine. I'm just like, I gotta stop. It's so.
But from
fucking
last
good.
time I saw you, you're ripped.
Yeah, I know. I've been I just decided in December. I'm like, I'm taking it seriously, and so I get my trainer, Andrew. I can't say his last name. It's so Polish. Hold on, let me look it up because he'll be upset if I don't promote him.
Skalicia.
No, it's like
Bro, you realize we do that, but if somebody did that by Italians, it'd be
No, but come on, bro. Come
like,
on,
oh, what's his name? Tony Meatballs?
bro. Our own family. Francesca, she's married to Jimmy Kazmierzak.
Yeah.
And like their Facebook names is Kaz. They don't even try.
Yeah.
Andrew Kusovski. Kusovshi.
Like my favorite Polish name in the world is Wojtek.
Excuse you?
Yeah.
Wojtek. You
I
never
had,
heard of
I had a friend named
Wojtek.
don't know
It
how-
sounds like you're saying, "Do you want tech in Italian?"
Yeah, Wojtek.
Wojtek?
Yeah.
So like,
Sì,
so
lo
like
voglio.
if you, how do you spell Wojtek?
Vouite.
No, it's W something.
Yeah.
W-O-J.
The number 2, but the 2 is silent. Got it. Awesome.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly. Like their names are tough.
I mean, I grew up in Chicago, so everyone was Polish.
It is a lot of
It's
Polish,
a
yeah.
I didn't
huge
know that.
Polish. Oh my God, more Polish people live in Chicago than in like the capital of Poland. So a lot. I picked up, Dzień dobry, jak się masz, dobrze, te dobrze,
Kochanie.
Kurwa.
Kurwa mać, spierdala. Those are the swear
Spierdala,
words.
Kielbasa.
I picked up Greek too because my friend Sophia is Greek. The Greeks, I love Greek
Malaka.
people.
Yeah.
Malaka, Skasis.
Kuklamu.
I remember her mom, my friend Sophia's mom, would read our fortune in the Greek coffee cup. And she'd read my fortune and she'd be like, I see that this is coming and money is coming your way. And then she'd read her daughter Sophia. She's like, this says that you're a bitch. It's like, oh, this seems pretty
Artificial.
Yeah.
But we didn't even talk about what you got going on. And you have a lot.
I have
you
a lot going
I'm
on.
surprised you had time for this. Honestly.
Yeah, no, I'm here. Hi, I will always make time for this.
You're the best.
No, I do. I have my book is. I wrote a book. It's a cookbook / comedy book, and it's called Your Pasta Sucks. And it's me naked on the cover.
Nice.
And you can get it at MatteoLaneComedy.com. And I'm doing Radio
It's
City.
out
It's
already?
coming out April 1st, but you can pre-order now.
This is not a joke.
And this is dead serious.
Not an April Fool's joke.
So we
No,
got a
it's-
Matteo,
yeah, I know.
we got
What
a
a
Matteo
terrible
Lane
day.
cookbook before GTA 6.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you got a cookbook out of me. Well, it's funny because when I was writing it, like I had my YouTube channel where I was cooking a lot, and so Chronicles, the book publisher, reached out to me like, "Do you want to do a cookbook?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. That sounds like fun." Not even realizing what I was getting myself into. They're like, "We'll need 80 recipes," and I was like, "Let's back up." I was like, "I am not a chef." I originally wanted to call the book "I'm Not a Chef," and then in parentheses, I'm also not an author. They didn't like that idea, but I said, I'm a comedian, so why don't I just do a hybrid? I'll do half funny stories, like a series of short stories, and half cooking, like Italian American and then Italian stuff. And they said, okay. And so then I spent an entire year working with JJ Good, who is a writer. He knows how to take recipes and actually do the recipes, because I have no idea. Everything's by hand.
A little bit of this, a little
So
that.
yeah, although I fucked up on the pasta al pomodoro because I originally meant for 10 people or for 5 people, and then I put it back down to 1, but I left too much garlic. Whatever, it's fine. Anyhow, but then my job was just write a shit ton of stories about my family,
Right.
Italy, all this
It's
stuff.
like a story for each meal. Is that
Kind of,
the vibe?
yeah.
I love that.
But it's not like, when you read cookbooks and it's like, cacio e pepe, talk about cheese and pepper. This wonderful dish. Mine is more like, when I was in Italy, I was on a date with this guy and I felt like Lizzie McGuire. Like, it's more fun
I love
stories.
that. I love that.
So that comes out April 1st.
Amazing.
And then...
Is there audio version of that? Or
they just reached out to ask if I want to do
You
it.
should.
Can you imagine? I should do it as
your
Liza
voice would
Minnelli.
be, oh my God.
No one wants to hear this Chicago gay
No, I would
accent
love
for an
that.
hour and a half, Then you mix the
No, 'cause
mozzarella.
You know what? I forgot what crispy, crunchy, savory, and sweet. Order what you want on Uber Eats.
Listen, guys, from now till the end of the year, December 31st, on the Uber Eats app, you go to Anthony and Sampanini shop and you get a nice $25 off.
When you use the code Panini.
You gotta use the code Panini.
Terms apply. See app for details. A book recently, and I was looking for the audio version, and then it wasn't the person that was in the audio.
Share. Though you're not reading Cher's book, but that happened to me.
I don't think it was Cher.
Cher, I read Cher's book. I wanted the audio version because it said she was doing it, but
Well,
they
that's what I'm
split it.
saying. Yeah.
They did half Cher, half Stephanie J. Block, who's a great Broadway star. When Cher reads it, it's funny because she's dyslexic and she probably didn't write the book. So when she's reading, she's like, and that's when Sonny, he came, I don't remember. And then suddenly the next chapter's like, how now, brown cow? Like it was someone completely
Let's say
different.
if you have the book, right, and then you just sit and you read it you're gonna have to read it a couple of times, but you read each page and then you just like put it together and put it as audio. I think it adds a lot of value.
I know, but between the tour that I'm doing,
Yeah, it's a lot.
Radio City April 5th, and
lot.
my special coming out May 16th, and
Light
It's a lot.
flex,
where
light
am I gonna
flex.
find?
I
It's a
got
lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
I know,
Which
but
is amazing. I
I'll
can't wait
do
for the
it.
special.
The special
I am
I'm really
dying for that.
excited about. Really
So wait,
excited about.
repeat those again. You got your
My book
special?
coming out April 1st, Radio City April 5th, which is the biggest show I've ever done.
Amazing. Right, we need to put these links in all.
Yes,
for
yes,
everybody
yes.
listening, all the links are in the description.
And I'll get you
So-
guys all tickets, obviously.
You're
So
the
just
best.
send me a list the week.
Are you sure? We're like 20.
No.
We're
We got a
we're
big Italian family.
family.
Ok, well dobbiamo scegliere solo 5 persone perché
He's
ce l'ho
like,
tra
"You're gonna
amici,
get
quindi...
four."
Yeah.
It's like Italian graduation. You gotta-
Oh, don't
let
even
me,
get me
let me,
started.
let me get more than 4 tickets.
I'm the same age as my cousin Kelly, so we had to do our graduation together every single. My family's it's too much.
That's actually a good thing if you had a cousin in the same grade because
We all did. My brother, my sister's the same age as my cousin Megan. My brother's the same age as my cousin Michael. So it's like every year there was always a baptism, there was always a communion, there was always a graduation, there was always just every summer.
A lot of envelopes.
We
A
had
lot
to
of envelopes.
the amount, and then we had to switch off whose house we're doing it at. And anyways, but yeah, and then May 16th my special comes out, and finally at the end of May I'm done. I'm done with all of it. Promo, touring.
Where's your
you'll be in
special?
Italy for June.
So they
Hulu
know.
and Disney Plus.
It's phenomenal.
So I'm
Oh wow,
excited.
that's special.
Yeah.
That's always a goal for a comedian, right? You
Well,
want your
Netflix said no multiple times, and I wanted to call my special.
Not
Netflix
just
said no,
on.
but they also said that wasn't funny, and I might be sued. But no, they picked a good crew. They
Nice.
picked 10 of us, so it's like Bill Burr, Jim Gaffigan, Sebastian Maniscalco,
Sick.
Chris DiStefano, myself, Otsko, Jessica Kirsten, Alana Glazer, Roy Wood Jr. Like they just picked like 10 or 12 of us to start this new series off with Hulu and Disney Plus. And I was so honored because like I've done everything myself. No one has ever given me pretty much anything. Like I made all my specials. Me and Chris Cazzo did all my specials, all my advice specials, all my YouTube stuff, all my Instagram, all my, and so it felt nice that Hulu was like, hey, we would like to give you a special. I was like, work. I don't have to pay for something. That's great.
So wait, so it's an hour or
It's 1 hour.
1 hour? Okay.
Yeah. And I filmed it in LA in October. We finished all the edits. We finished everything. It just sucks because it took me like 2 years to write this show and perform it and perfect it, and then you get it out, and then once
Now
it's
you
out,
get all new jokes.
You can't use any of that. Yeah.
no. But that process I love more than anything. Writing new
You're creative
jokes.
though. You're super
Oh,
creative.
I've already started writing. I have so many jokes that I'm working out now on the road, and
So
I love that process.
let's say when your special comes out, right? That you said May
16th.
16th. Okay. Right after that, are you like not going to use a lot of those jokes again?
Never. So the tour is done by then. So I have the entire summer to write all new
jokes.
material.
Okay.
And then I start my tour in Australia in
I'll be
September.
honest. One of my experiences
nice.
when I saw Sebastian Maniscalco the first time, his special had just come out, right? And I watched his special, and then I went to go see him like 3 days
Same
later.
jokes?
90%.
Yeah.
And for me, that was disappointing because, like, I feel everybody in there probably saw the special, you know? So
No, I feel for him because his career too, like he blew up so quickly that, you know, by the time that the demand of getting jokes out and how long it takes to write new jokes, I think the public doesn't understand how hard that is. So I purposely scheduled this, that my tour will end in April. My special will come out in May. So that way no one will see me do these jokes again. And then I could just post them online.
Right.
And then I get the entire summer to be here in New York and do 70 shows a month at the Cellar and just work out as much new material as I can. That process I love more than anything. I'm at the Cellar every night, just 4 shows a night, running around, doing this. Other comics telling you that works, this doesn't work, that one's funnier.
That's the only way to learn in your industry.
Yes, I love that part.
what I want to take Matteo to a Little Mo Mozzarella show. Do you
Where?
know Little Mo Mozzarella?
Yes, I actually just met.
Yeah, so
Little
he's
Mo.
doing stand-up now, and
Ma quello è
his
Picciotto?
routines- No,
Il
no,
giovanotto?
no, no.
O il
How you
padre?
doing?
Yeah, you doing?
Yeah, il professore l'ho conosciuto la settimana
You met him?
forse. No, c'è un altro
He's
Guinea che l'ho
he's
contato.
super
forse.
Italian looking.
Yeah.
He's one of our his family's from here. He lives in Queens, and now he's doing his first tour. And I watched him live, and his routine is incredible. Like one of his jokes, and it's funny because when I was in Italy, some of the guys that I'm friends with were like quoting his jokes. But he basically has a joke like you could tell by the way someone acts if they have a big one or a little one. So then they're like, you know, he was saying how his boss, like he leads up the whole like set to
Although
it.
sometimes, as a gay guy, sometimes you're surprised because sometimes people give off big dick energy, and then you're like when it happens, like the moment it actually happens, you're like, you got me.
Like the punchline
Nice.
for him was his boss having a little one. Like he got caught like checking his boss while he was taking, and it
Nice.
was a
Taking a
little
little
one. But
shot?
then he's like, all right, like Jeff Bezos hung like a cashew, you could tell. And then someone in the crowd's like, what about Trump? And he's like, I don't know. Trump might have a big one. So you just talking
That could
about,
go either way
Yeah.
because it's so manic, you're not really sure what's going on. Although I don't even know if that's the focus anymore.
Do you do crowd work? And how do you feel about it?
So I do crowd work once a year.
Wow.
I do.
what,
So
Christmas time?
Yeah, with my family. Yeah.
Hey, Nonna.
I do crowd work. So I to build up material or to I'm sorry, let me rephrase this. To write material, it takes so long to write the jokes, perfect the jokes, work out the jokes, and then you have to put the jokes all together and stuff. So that's why I'm at the Cellar so much, and then you do small clubs to kind of piece it together. It's like Tetris kind of. But online, you know, when I'm writing new stuff, I can't post that stuff. Otherwise, I can't use it again.
Right.
So once a year, I do what I call my advice specials, and I just go to the Cellar and get a bunch of people and let them ask me any question for advice, which I like because I'm not saying to people, and what do you do? And what do you do? I'm just letting them ask me questions, which can kind of evolve into more bit-oriented stuff. I could do impressions, or we can go back and forth.
Yeah.
So once a year, I do crowd work, and I love it, and it's a good skill that I've worked at for 17 years of stand-up. But then when you come see me at a proper theater, I want that. It's a completely prepared material.
Right.
I want people to really feel like they're not gambling with their money. You are coming to see a show that I have prepared for you. But once a year, I like crowd work. I mean, crowd work was such a hot phase with, you know, Schultz and Matt Rife, and like a couple years ago, like everybody was watching crowd work, and
You gotta
I
be able to
certainly
rip
partake in that.
somebody to do that.
think fast.
Sometimes you would think so, but sometimes it's not always about getting them. Sometimes it's more about just like seeing how vulnerable they'll be and then sort of going off of that.
Right.
Because if you just attack somebody, you can very quickly turn mean.
Villain.
Yeah, so you want to you need the audience one on your side, and then you want to kind of play back and forth with where, like, you kind of want to read people. So like they're saying one thing, but like, what are we really trying to say here? Like, because the more uncomfortable they are, the more tension in the room there is, and then it's your job to deliver a punchline to ease the tension.
Yeah.
But you don't want to always attack. Every once in a while, I attack.
You're giving away the sauce recipe right now.
All right,
Yeah.
I gotta ask another question because I'm curious. And if for some reason, when I watch someone do stand up, I kind of envision like if it was me presenting, you know what I mean? So my main question is like when you're going up and you have a set in your head, are you like a quarterback where you like have the 10 jokes? Like, okay, I'm going to go here, then there. Or you just like go with the flow and you know, like
when I'm working out material or when I'm showcasing?
Like, let's say right now you're on tour for,
Right.
you know, whatever the title is.
No, now I've done this so much. I have like it's almost musical. I know where I'm starting. I know how I'm building. I know where we go down, and I know like the rhythm of the jokes. I know where to throw the punchline. I know when to add another tag because you've done it so many times. I know the sound. Like I say this, I wait this long, they laugh, and right before they finish laughing, I add this, we get another laugh, I move on. So it's not so much the words anymore. You know, when you're writing material, and I'm doing 4 sets a night, only 15 minutes each set at the Cellar, then you are consciously thinking, okay, I've got these 5 jokes, and this one I have to add this one, and where can I go with this one, and blah, blah, blah. Like, then it becomes more sports or mathematical, where you're really actively working with that. But then once you're on the show, like once you've worked it out, and I'm showcasing, like I just did a show in Philly for like 4,000 people.
Sick.
You got to be prepared, very prepared. And I don't want any part of me thinking about the words. It has to already be known and feel organic to that crowd.
It's jokes that you know hit.
Yeah.
Like it's battle tested.
So you guys are like musicians where you're,
I was just gonna say
you're constantly practicing your craft.
Yes.
And not only
Every
that,
night.
but also like a set list. Like if you go to a concert, they have the 20 songs they're gonna do or whatever.
And we have our 20 jokes.
Exactly.
And I'll know if I see like the word, like if I just write down the word Irish, I'm like, I know what that joke is. That's about me being Sicily and talking to this girl, blah, blah. Like, you know how long it is. And I can look at it too. I'm like, okay, well, this is about 5 minutes. That's about 10 minutes. This is about that.
Yeah.
But Philly was so wild because, you know, Philly.
Yeah.
At one point, they were so wild as a crowd. I was laughing so hard. I was like, you guys, I'm like, this is the most wild show I've ever had. I don't drink or do drugs, and I feel like I'm high. They were cheering. I was like, it was one of the best shows I've ever had. It was just very in the moment, fun show.
Good energy the whole way.
Yeah, they were a incredible crowd because the Eagles ones, they're yelling the birds, but I didn't hear at one point. I go, are you saying the Bears? But when 4,000 people are yelling the same thing at you, you can't hear it. So I went to the front row and I pointed this, you know, obviously this gay guy. I was like, what are they saying? And it's so funny to see like a 50-year-old gay guy dressed like a Chinese vase scream, the birds. I was like, this is so funny.
I don't know why they say the birds though. It should be eagles.
I don't know.
Like that's a new thing, right? Or is
It's
it me?
recent. Yeah, I feel like it's recent.
Like
but
I feel like when it won other times, I didn't hear the birds.
people from Philly are different animal, I feel.
They're completely different. They're their own vibe.
Yeah.
They're like the New Orleans of the Northeast.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
an
yeah.
undescribable vibe.
So
you know?
true.
Yeah.
I always like bicker with like Philly sports fans because they say like they have the best fans.
Well, they.
So I'm like, come on. I mean, like you guys got great fans, but
They got to grease the post for a reason there, right?
I mean, yeah.
That's just like
That's wild. That
Yeah,
like,
crazy.
but, like,
they
all
win or
honesty-
lose and everything's destroyed. Like that's
Listen,
kind of funny.
Matteo, I'm gonna say this on record: a New York Knicks championship.
oh yeah, that would be the worst thing
They'll
for New
never
York.
see any parade like that ever in history.
Would it be a parade or would just the entire
No.
city be demolished?
Yeah, I literally it'll
look
be
like
it'll be like
Cloverfield.
Gotham.
Yes.
Like it'll look like Bane came to Gotham.
literally. New York would not be ready for.
See, in
I need that in my
Chicago,
life, though.
we're used to it because when I was a kid,
What, Bulls?
primetime Bulls, we won every year.
Yeah, we're used to it.
Yeah, but it's
It
been,
was
a
like,
long,
all
it's been a
right,
long
I'm used to
time,
winning.
you know, right? So look, imagine that feeling, right? And then as a Knicks fan, we haven't won since 1969.
Yeah.
So there's people that have been born and died and never saw a Knicks championship.
Right.
So
I don't know
A
anything
Knicks
about
championship.
sports. I mean, I want to be like, why? But don't they have money? But then I'm like, that I don't know what I'm talking about. I literally don't know what I'm talking about.
What's your biggest demographic? What's your crowd like? Mostly.
Heterosexual sports men.
All right. Just what I figured.
Knicks fans really are my biggest fans. They
Knicks
can't get
fans.
enough of me.
Knicks and
Yeah.
76ers and Nets fans.
Love me. They're just the Eagles fans can't get enough of me.
Yeah.
No, like the
Birds.
cast of Wicked. No, I would say
Great movie. Great
a lot of obviously gay men, queer people, and then a lot of straight women. I've watched my audiences grow and grow with straight women, and now they're bringing their boyfriends.
Nice.
And but that's my favorite thing in the world is to watch so many different people from so many different backgrounds just laughing at the same thing. And I have a bit where I talk about the gym, and so I'm like, I just need to know like where are the straight guys? And it used to be like And now it's like, a lot. Yeah. And when straight guys see me on the street, like if gays see me, actually gays, Italians, and straight people, this is how I'm recognized, right? Gay people's always just like, girl, we love you. This is straight people's like, yo, Matteo, that's the gay guy. And then this is Italians. Every time I recognize an Italian, they're so dramatic. Last time I was walking I think I was on like 26th Street, and all of a sudden I just hear, no.
Non ci credo.
Ma sei un grande. No, dai, no. I was like, this is so dramatic.
That's like when you met Irma.
I love her.
Say, oh my God.
I love her.
Oh my man.
That's classic.
But yeah, it's interesting to watch, like, because last time I did Philly, I did this theater called the Miller Theater, which was really great. It seats like 1,200. We did 2 shows. And then this year we did the Met, which is almost 4,000. So it's not you seeing yourself grow in markets when you're seeing the audiences
you deserve every bit of it, too.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Funny, since we
I just
met
bought
you,
an apartment, so
Congratulations.
I'll never stop touring.
Well, I know that you're still
you're nowhere near
you're
where you
nowhere
want to
near
be.
where you're gonna be.
Yeah.
So
We'll see.
What's your
full
goal?
support,
I guess.
yeah.
What's your ultimate
I've
goal?
achieved it.
Beautiful.
I'm happy. I'm just want to do stand up in nice theaters and have a nice life. That's it. I mean, look.
enjoy your life.
Yeah, I like.
You definitely do. It looks like.
Yeah, I love it. But I like being like I'm writing a show that I'm working on, and hopefully that follows through. I like the creative part of things. Like when I was doing my special, more than performing the special, I really liked talking about the lighting, talking about the set design, going back and forth, working on cameras, I love the whole production aspect of it. I feel very awake and alive. So I like that. I would like to be able to sink my teeth into something that someone else pays for and be able to really get into a project.
Yeah.
But it's hard, but that's something I'd like to do, but I'm so happy. Like, okay, like I think I'll never achieve like Matt Rife, Shane Gillis, like, 20,000 seat arenas. I don't know as a gay guy if that's even physically possible.
I definitely believe in that.
But I mean, I would love to think that we could get there, but I think like my entire career has been coming up against kind of people's how they perceive you, or like what they're, not that people are like, oh, I hate gays. I don't think it's that at all.
Breaking walls. You've been breaking walls.
Yeah, it's there's still people sort of che non sono abituati.
Yeah.
So I don't know that in my lifetime
But it's
I'll
shifted
see
so
that.
much in 20 years.
Yeah, in a good way too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think people, and especially in my comedy, I try and say like, I'm just talking about like Italy or talking about Ubers and stuff, but we're way more alike than we are different. So I think people are less.
Yeah.
But to do this like 20 years ago, I don't think would be like me or Joel Booster or like Jabuki or I'm thinking of all these like great queer comics. I don't think it would even be possible. I wouldn't know if it was possible. Mario Cantone, who I feel so honored to we chat every once in a while. I thank him all the time because he's
an actor, right?
He's an actor. He's a comedian, and he was like the first guy I ever saw.
I think he was in
do it.
Gravesend.
He was she was in Sex and the City. I don't think anyone here watched Sex and the City.
Well, that's why I said Gravesend.
Yeah.
I know he's famous for.
He's Italian. I think he's Sicilian too. But he was the first I saw that kind of was doing it. That's the only person I could ever look up to. So yeah, it's nice to see audiences open up and different types of comedy come through. And I mean, also too, how much can we talk about how we don't like our wives? Are we done? It's like, it's just 70 years of these jokes.
I will say though, the pod we did together was like one of our biggest episodes, and you shouted us out like on a bunch of pods you did, so we appreciate it. And every time you did, like you directly saw. Like,
a bump?
Yeah, a bump. Like
that's nice.
I forgot which one.
Tom Segura.
It was a couple.
Tom Segura. I love Tom Segura.
You did, it's Schultz's too.
Oh, Schultz's too.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Schultz too. Yeah, Schultz is a king. Like for
Schultz as the smartest business person in the world of comedy. I don't know. And talk about seeing 50 fucking miles ahead, not even feet, just miles ahead of people. I mean, he is he really. He gave me my career. He taught me what to do. And
really?
Yes. Oh my God. I called him
mentor.
up and I said to him, I said, this is 2021. I couldn't sell a single ticket. I couldn't pay for rent. And I just watched, we started together and we did girl code and guy code together and stuff. And I just watched him take off and I never asked for help. And I was like, what do I do? He was so patient. He talked to me for 2 hours. and he was like, take all your stuff that no one wanted and put it online and clip it and do this and put it. And I'm someone who's very good. You tell me what to do, I'll fucking do it.
Right.
Shout outs to Schultz.
Shout out to Schultz.
There's not a lot of people like that out there.
No, because there's so many people that have asked me for advice because, and then I sit down and I spend an hour or 2 hours talking to them.
Which is very valuable.
And then nothing.
Yeah,
and it's like, you don't have to take my advice, but I'm also
sad.
not giving it anymore because if you don't grab your hand back, you tell me to do something when I sought help, I will do that thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So Schultz basically gave me the blueprint and then I ran with it.
Yeah.
And he's never been anything but gracious to me in other comics. So
we'd love to meet him one day too.
He's the nicest.
great.
He's
Yeah,
so
I met him
nice.
a couple of times. He's dope.
He's the nicest. He's not what he's so powerful,
Right,
and
right.
but he's like a nice family man.
Yeah.
He's great.
Good.
Listen, we're excited to see everything coming up for you. If you're watching this, like I said, we'll put the description.
Yes. Go
everything.
support Matteo. Thank you so much for being here.
Go watch a live
thanks,
show.
guys.
Anche
non ho dovuto parlare solo italiano oggi. Avevo paura
Well,
ieri
we're gonna
sera.
do it next time, though.
Yeah, la prossima volta.
volta.
Ok, vabbè.
Grazie Matteo.
Grazie a voi, grazie ragazzi. Ciao.